it's Johar. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm a little behind on my book reviews. I've read like 4 books. I still haven't done reviews on them, and I'm about to start 2 new books. One, I literally just finished 1 book, so I'm gonna be starting the 4th and final book in that series. Plus the for the book club with my mom. She's almost done the 2nd book, so I'm going to reread it because I haven't read it in a really long time, and I only read it once or twice, so there's a lot I don't remember. So I need to reread it too, and I'm going to do a review on that. I still need to do a review on the 1st book of that series, plus the 2nd, 3rd book of the other series I'm reading, plus the book I finished before. I finished that like a couple months ago, so I haven't done a review because I've been slacking. But I'm going to do the book on the 2nd book and 3rd book of the series, of the Monster High series, because I already did the 1st book review. I'm going to go and do these 2 because I'm on the 4th book and I just need to get these reviews out of the way. So, here's for the 2nd book. This book, as you can, the 1st book was mostly about Frankie and Melody. This book, even though it has a lot to do with Frankie and Melody as well, with their life, also has a lot to do with Cleo, and that's why it is slightly better than the other book, because I'm not a Frankie fan. So, but I am a Cleo fan. She isn't my favorite character, but I am a fan of hers. So this book is better. The 1st book was still good, you know, but I just had issues with Frankie, and I still have issues with Frankie throughout the series. Some things she does, some of the way she acts, I just as you can tell, I tabbed it several times. So in this book, what happened at the end of the 1st book? Crap, I should have done this review sooner. I'm already forgetting things. Yeah, at the end of the 1st book was the whole thing with the video timeline, and Melody and Frankie decided to work together to be able to save Jackson and stop Becca. And so this starts out with that, and Brett's still in the hospital, hasn't been woken up or anything, and so the Rads are all on lockdown pretty much, because it's too dangerous for them to go out right now, you know, and Cleo gets a chance to be on Teen Vogue and is all over it, and so her priorities are a little bit off than what they probably should be, but it's Cleo, so are we really surprised? Frankie's all torn with this whole Brett thing, and because she still has feelings for him, but he thinks she's a monster, or at least she thinks she's a monster. And Melody's working on trying to save Jackson, because his mom's threatening for them to leave, and she does not want to lose him. She almost loses him in this book and the 3rd book, actually. But and my mind's just going blank. I really should have done this sooner. Melody's also going through a lot. Oh no, that's the 3rd book. Never mind. Melody starts to get her voice back at the end of this book, her singing voice, because she hasn't been able, after she got asthma, she hasn't been able to sing that well in a long time. And she used to love to sing. She used to be a great singer. She used to have this beautiful voice, and it comes back towards the end. But basically, so they come up with this idea that, so Frankie's parents agreed to let her fight, and Billy decided to dress up as Frankie with makeup and stuff so that they could actually see him since he's invisible, and turn himself in, and then he'll disappear, and then it'll look like she just dismantled herself. so that it's like she kind of like committing suicide, but for a sign. And but then when Brad woke up, everyone was watching TV, and he was saying how that kiss was the best one of his life, and it was Frankie, not Becca. And then he was yammering and all that stuff, and then he realized he likes Frankie and not Becca anymore, and Becca does not like this. So she even though they turned Frankie in on time, she still ended up playing the video in the news of Jackson turning. So which sucks. So she failed, but they were able to make it look like Becca was just pulling a prank. So that, and then she would end up having to do community service, no real jail time, because she was just pulling a prank. I haven't been home all day. I'm exhausted. While that's going down, I forgot what happened that made all the rads end up out. They were like, oh yeah, I remember how they were out. Okay, so while that was going on, Cleo had her own drama, I guess you could say. She ends up getting into a fight with her friends because, well, okay, backtrack. So Frankie and almost a Billy one, no. Frankie and Brett and Heath too decides to create a documentary basically of all the monsters, and they're saying how their life is so that everyone will realize that they're not to harm anyone, that they're good, that they have the same hopes and dreams as everyone else, fear, the same insecurity, same everything. And but their face would be blurred out. The news channel guy did not like that, so the movie ended up being blown out of portions. But besides that, so the ghouls. So the only way to get Cleo, the only way for Cleo to get the girls to forget about, all this drama going on and worry about her like it's supposed to be, was for them to tell her that, for her to tell them that Lala and Claudine would, not Lala, Blue and Claudine would be a part of the shoot too, and Lala would be help being the stylist. She doesn't show up in camera anyway. And so they got all back focused on Cleo until this whole movie thing deal came on, and then they wanted to be a part of it, make a change. And then Cleo stomped off, and then she got 2 fights with Deuce because Deuce wanted to be part of the movie too, and she's like, movie or me. Cleo's a brat. I still like her, but that's why she's not my favorite character. But to be fair, she acts that way because she wants attention from her dad, who never gives it to her, so she seeks attention wherever she can get it, like her friends and her boyfriend. But so she has to worry about. So now they're not part of the Team Vogue shoot, so she decides to team up with Becca and Haley. They don't know she's a rat, and she doesn't trust them or like them because she doesn't want to hurt their friends. She just wants the movie to be off. So they were going to hack into Brett's computer and delete the movie, but then the movie was canceled anyways, and Cleo won. But then they were all hanging out, watching TV when they ended up airing it anyways, and they all got excited, oh my gosh, is this really happening? But then it shows Jackson, who was the first interviewer, and his face was not blurred, and it was like that with all the rads. Well, at first it showed Becca, and she was talking. She was like, "This is about these monsters are saying that they're just like us, but it's all lies, blah blah blah." And then it showed the movie, and then they all started freaking out because their lives were over as they knew. Claudine had called them because her, Blue, and Lala were in limo heading to Cleo's shoot when they saw that going down. And so yeah, they got all mad at Cleo, thinking she had something to do with this because that she betrayed them because she had been hanging out with Becca lately, and so they're all mad at Cleo, thinking that she betrayed them and all, and then so that's what I'm talking. Okay, so none of them knew what to do. And then they all started thinking Brian had something to do with this, and completely were like, no, and Frankie got all mad at him and was like, how could you? And then she even thought Melody had something to do with it, and so Melody and Candace, and then Melody and Candace ended up going to Cleo's shoot, and they ended up having to fill in as the models because her friends weren't going to make it, and Melody finds out that Cleo had nothing to do with this, that she never wanted any of this, that because she never wanted to hurt her friends like that, and then but then Havoc agreed because they were doing this whole Egyptian thing, and the camels like got loose or something, and then Melody started singing, and it's like they were pulled in by her voice, like it was hypnotizing, and then Cleo was amazed too, and it takes a lot to get her amazed by anyone besides herself, maybe her boyfriend and best friends, but even that's iffy. And then Cleo's assistant Manu comes over and it's like starts talking about her mom and stuff, and I forgot what he said her mom's name was. What was it? Because it wasn't actually her mom, or kind of. It's confusing. Okay. Marina, that's what he said. And she's like, no, my mom's name is Gloria Carver. And he was like, and he just stared at her and he was like, oh, I must be mistaken, because her daughter had a nose like a camel hump or something like that. And she started thinking because she did get her nose fixed because of her dad to fix her asthma, and it used to be. And then she asked Candace about it, and she was like, yeah, I guess I would call her like a cannibal hump. So she started, and that's kind of how it ends. The Rads have to go in hiding, and Melody may have been adopted. So yeah, that's fun. So yeah, that's book 2 of the Monster High series, and it was good. Still not my favorite, even though it's better than the first one. I have to reread the fourth one because I haven't read it in so long. But if I remember correctly, that was my favorite, and part of it is probably because of the fact that Jackie Laura is my favorite character, and that one has a lot to do with her. And then, and if I'm right about that, would be my first favorite. Then I'm pretty sure the third book will be my second, and then this one, and so it kind of goes backwards, like fourth, third, second, first. I did not do that on purpose; it just happened. So yeah, so that's all for this video. Definitely do recommend it. I give it, what did I give it? I don't remember what I rated it. I think I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. So yeah, please like and subscribe and comment anything, and I will share below. So I'll talk to you guys later.